Hello, true believers. Time to do another police video. And this time, this happened yesterday or 2 days ago, depending on when I upload this video. It's about a shootout encounter with the police on the South Luzon Expressway. And these suspects are supposedly are suspected of kidnapping and robbery and ransom of Chinese POGO workers, which is POGO, which stands for Philippines Online Gaming Operation, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it stands for. So apparently, let's go to the video and I'll do my commentary on it. So let's go. This is a spot report from State of the Nation.
Suspect daw sa pagnanakaw sa mga Chinese na nagtatrabaho sa Pogo ang dalawang napatay sa enkwentro kahapon.
So he's saying two suspects who are allegedly robbing Chinese nationals that work for the Philippine online gaming industry.
Sa South Luzon Expressway. Sa kuha ng CCTV nitong Mayo.
See, and then over here it says, here's a CCTV on May 7th, 2021, so about a month ago. And if you look at here at the CCTV, you'll see people in this camouflage uniforms, and one says police on the back.
Makikita ang pagpasok ng mga armadong.
So you can see the camouflage. This is what the police wear. And as you can see, the person on the left over here, he's wearing something that says police on it also. So you can see in the back, that says police also right there. So based on what they're wearing, they are associated with the police somehow. Now, of course, the police are saying, oh, these aren't real police. They're just using the uniforms to impersonate police, I guess is what he's trying to say. So I mean, you could go two ways on this. There's two schools of thoughts on this, because if these criminals are just going to rob these POGO workers, why do they need to dress up as police to rob them? I mean, why don't you just dress up as just regular people instead of police? So this is where it kind of it becomes kind of gray, and even the news reports that are coming out are kind of saying that the police involvement in this is not yet confirmed or confirmed one way or another. So let's take a look at the rest of the video.
At camouflage.
So as you can see, they've got their assault rifles. They're very heavily armed, and they are stealing money. Here we go. We got people stealing money. We got people here. Let me be more specific. We got people dressed up as police in the CCTV stealing money. So here, let's continue.
Sa loob ng ilang minuto, nilimas ng mga suspect ang mga gamit at pera ng mga Chinese.
So he says in a few minutes, the money and the valuables of the Chinese, I'm not sure exactly where this is where this is kind of where there's something wrong. They're just so vague. There's no details about, okay, who was if this is a kidnapping, okay, who was kidnapped? Where did this video come from? Where is this video at? How come this happened a month ago? How come this CCTV of these people stealing money is only coming out now if this thing happened a month ago? Why is it only now? There's just too many missing pieces. There's too many blanks that's not connecting. So how is this CCTV a month ago connected to? Where do you make the connection as people over here that are dressed up as police robbing them? And then all of a sudden we got the report says there was a dozen people in the CCTV, or a dozen people involved, and two of them are dead, and then there's 10 people. I was watching an interview also that they were even related. The general, I think the now was saying that three of them are actually related. I don't know if he meant like brothers or cousins or second cousins, but let's look at the rest of the video.
Na nagtatrabaho sa Pogo na inabot daw sa 200 million pesos.
So the report says here that 200 million pesos was robbed from the Pogo worker. So this person, I mean, that's you're talking about what, $4 million in cash just lying around, and I mean, is it where, how, what, how do you? There's no details. I mean, was it just? How do you have 4 million like lying around in cash? I mean, I freak out when I have more than $20 in my. I mean, more than $100 in my wallet. See, I mean, you saw what happened to it, and here we go. We got 4 million in cash. I mean, $4 million US dollars in cash here, and I think that's if my conversion is right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So how do you, I mean, why isn't that in a bank? Why is there no security? I don't get it. So there's a lot of missing details in here. I mean, who was kidnapped here, and then how did this happen? Okay, now we got two dead people over here.
Kahapon, nakakuha ng 1 milyong piso mula sa dalawang napatay na suspect sa enkwentro.
So they're saying that I heard reports that so we got 1 million pesos in cash was recovered. We got they're both carrying guns.
Lazaro at alias
So Lazaro Toti Lazaro Raquel is this that's the person, that's the suspect. So he's dead. I don't understand why they blur out his face over here. I guess because it's because he's dead over here. This one, and so that's what he's saying is who it is.
George. Na-recover din ang dalawang kalibre 40 na baril. Ayon sa source ng GMA News, si alias Lazaro at si Toti Lazaro Raquel na itinuturing na sub-leader ng grupo na nanloob na sa tatlong bahay sa mga nagtatrabaho.
Okay, now if you look at if you look, let me back up here. So they're saying if you look at here, look at this the evidence that they recovered. Okay, so they got cash, they've got IDs, and if you look at that over there, that looks like to me a police badge. So that's from the items that they recovered from this person. So apparently, why would this person be walking around with a police badge? I mean, you can make the argument that this is a fake police badge, but why would he be carrying a fake police badge in this situation? It just doesn't, I just don't get it. Criminals usually don't go around impersonating police unless, like I said, this might be a police might be part of the police himself. So that's they're not. Let's continue with the rest of the video.
Nagtatrabaho sa Pogo sa Parañaque. Bine-verify pa ng NCRPO ang impormasyon na may sangkot na pulis sa likod ng operasyon.
So here's what the reporter says. Let me get his words correctly that he used.
Ng grupo. Ng operasyon na may sangkot na pulis sa likod pa ng NCRPO ang bine-verify pa ng NCRPO ang impormasyon na may sangkot na pulis.
So apparently they're saying that the police may be involved. The reports coming out that the police are saying that police may be behind this this robbery over here of 200 million pesos or $4 million, which has not been confirmed yet by the police. So even they're saying we can't deny it yet that the police are not completely involved. But there's so many, you're talking about two people dead, uh, and the police, the possible involvement of the police. So even there, they can't deny it completely. They're saying we're investigating it. So if you take a look, if you look at the information or the news that they're coming out, there are possibilities that the police are involved. So so if the police are not involved, then what do we have here is criminals are that are pretending to be police so they could be what? I mean, if you're gonna be robbing somebody, uh, what's really the point of pretending to be police and wearing police uniform at the same time? So this is a this is a extensive robbery. You don't just go. I mean, number one, you got to find out information. How 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 do you know that there's 200 million pesos just in cash in somebody's house, and how do you know to kidnap that person? So the one of the news statements is the police are putting out a statement that these people are work as security for the pogo, and while they're working as security, that's when they find out how where the money is being moved, how they're being stored, and this is all kind of weird. So, I mean, one theory, since I have a personal experience. So let's take a look at what we have. We got two people that are dead and shot by the police, killed by the police publicly. This is uh, what can you say? I mean, was this good? Let's say, for argument's sake, this was a extrajudicial killing. Okay, and then now, if it's an extrajudicial killing, we have to make these dead people now, since they can't speak for themselves or they can't defend themselves. We can just pretty much say whatever it is. They've got a million pesos reasons to say, and they can pretty much say anything. So now they're saying they're linking now these two to this robbery, and that's the reason why they shot him. And I don't know exactly when it comes to the cash, how much cash do they really that the suspects really have? Somewhere between 1 million pesos and 200 million pesos. I mean, same thing with me. I had, I think, 9,000 pesos in my wallet, but when it came to when they submitted it to court, what was the content of my wallet? There was like, they said, oh, there's only 4,000 pesos in there, and there was 5,000 that was missing, that the police stole, on top of the other things that they stole. So police stealing. So let's say the theory is that these people dressed up as police are police. So they're the ones who are, so one theory is that the Pogo organization hired the police as the security, and as a security, they know the ins and outs, and the police decided to rob them. And what is the Pogo gonna do when the police rob you? You're gonna report them to the police, turn the CCTV over to them. It's like, oh, okay, here's the police stealing from us, and who are you going to go to? Same thing with me. It's like, okay, the cybercrime police committed cybercrime, so I reported to the same people that committed the crime. So these pogo industries are kind of between a rock and a hard place. I mean, who do they go to when the police themselves are the ones that are robbing them? And they would probably just have to just write it off as a loss, since it's just gambling money anyway. The point is that the so what is the connection between the police? Well, that's an interesting question. So there's a lot of money involved in here. So maybe they found out that, oh, okay, these people robbed, and then now we gotta take the money from them. The police know about it. Maybe they didn't get enough, or they didn't. They became greedy and decided to keep all the money for themselves. So the police said that, okay. The rest of the police says, okay, we're gonna do something about it. We're just gonna, and then rub you out, extrajudicial killing you, and just pretty much say whatever story that we want to put out, why they were killed, why they were shot in the middle of the South Luzon Expressway. So something's not adding up. Who? So if they were, if it was a kidnap, who, they don't even say who. Where are the people that were kidnapped? I know who. Where? How come there's no interviews? How come there's nobody coming out? How come they're just saying just kidnap? So I mean, this is not the first same thing happened with me, but the police, they'll just make up a bunch of stories about me. Now that I'm in prison, I can't say anything. I can't defend myself. So they could pretty much say any lies they want. They could say it to the newspapers, and none of it is true. Obviously, they could all be lies. So I have firsthand knowledge, firsthand experience as of police lying to the reporters so they can just make up any story they want to justify killing these people or putting me in prison, even though none of it is true. So, and the police killing other police, that's becoming more common now. So, what is it over? What is this all about? As you can see, it's about money. And if you look at the comments, one person even said in the comments that I that the police are probably involved. I mean, if you could look at the comments yourself, and most of them are pretty much agree, and I pretty much agree also that the police stealing money, especially a lot of money, is probably the likely scenario. And there was just when you got this kind of money floating around, a lot of people are going to want to get their hands on it, and killing the people that have the money is, and so you can take it from them, is a good way to do it. And then just tell them, and just tell any story you want to say about it. And this is also the same thing with remember that lady that was raped and then murdered because she filed a case against the police. And then after she was dead, they made up a story about how, and then the police that raped her was dead also. So so the police that raped her was killed hours after the person that was raped and robbed and tortured and kidnapped was murdered. A few hours later, the police that she was filing a case against that raped her was killed also. And then, now that she's dead, the police put out the story that cop, the police that died, and the lady that was also shot were part of a love triangle. They were involved in a love triangle. So they're saying because of that love triangle, the police shot her, and then after that, the police, after a few hours after he was questioned about the murder of the person that was accusing him of rape, went to the bathroom and committed suicide. And then that ties up all the loose ends. So that could be a possibility. So that could be a great possibility also, that these two were loose ends. Two rogue cops with a lot of cash, as you could see in their car, and they were needed to be silenced forever. So dead men tell no tales. So pretty much, so you got a lot of money, a lot of cash missing. Now that cash is cleaned up now. So the people that they're gonna say, the people that robbed them, that stole the money, that robbed the money are all dead now, and what their involvement in the police, who ordered them, who sanctioned it, it's all forever not going to come out. So whoever the other people that are involved in this robbery, of course, they all need to be silenced also, because they're all loose ends. Because $200 million is a lot of money, and that's going to involve a lot of people, and this is only the beginning. So they're saying that there should be 10 more people involved. So there's a good possibility that 10 more people are going to die, and the loose ends are tied up. So I mean, I have here on my iPad mini the another angle from the news report. And as you could see from, I paused it at one scene where they're like, clearly, this person has a police badge. And as you could see, it says government employee. It issued October 2000, I think 2017, expiring date 2019. So it says government employee, but it says police also. So the suspects there are carrying these police badges. So something is not right. I mean, they can pretty much say anything. They could say, "Oh, those are fake. They're not real police. Oh, these are fake uniforms. They're not real police." So they're saying that these are part of a syndicate, or they like to call in Tagalog sindicato. So this is it does, like I said, it doesn't add up. There's too many what so if I have no I wouldn't be surprised if they were actual police themselves that are doing the robbing. And in their defense, this is just part of the culture and part of making, how else are they going to make money? Especially uh, one of the comments says, "Oh, it's election season and they need election money, so this is how they are able to get the funds needed to run an election." So, I mean, that's one of the comments. It's up to you what you think. So, a lot of unanswered questions. So there is they make these, they kind of gloss over the fact that, like, okay, but how are the police involved? They're kind of saying they know, it's like they know that the police involved are involved, but they don't want to admit it. It's like, yes, the police are involved, but we're not confirming it yet. Is it seems like what the reports are saying. So hopefully the truth will come out that these are police, and then they'll, of course, if that's the case, and if they know a lot, and if they're and to keep them from saying that they were ordered by or they gave the money to, then they're going to be silenced. So if they're ever caught, if the police ever catch up to them, then there's no they're not going to give them a chance to talk. So they're going to end up just like the two suspects that just happened. So that's something you have to consider if you know if these people are going to be a loose end. So you're probably saying the same thing about, well, but it's only your loose end also. Yes and no, but it's such a, my situation is peanuts compared to, you're talking about, we're talking about $4 million here. So that's a lot of people that are involved versus mine. I think is just it's just one group, and they're pretty much the not. It's not gonna go up that high. It's just the people that are, the group that was involved that night are probably the ones that are going to take the fall, and it's not going to be going up pretty much in the high chain of command. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, if I live, it's my time, but You have to at least you know I got a chance to tell my story, and at least you know the truth if especially if that's what you're here for. But of course, there's gonna be a lot of people that that's not what they're here for. Of course, we're gonna have the usual trolls, and and as usual, they come here to troll, which is perfectly normal. And usually, I feed them because they make up a bulk of our views. So, so please, trolls, go ahead and continue with your comments. We appreciate your views. We appreciate your engagement. And let me know what you think. Are the police actually involved? Were they police actually? I mean, is this badge real? Is this uniform real? Because we've confirmed that the police do kidnapping. We've already confirmed that the police do ransom. We've already confirmed that the police do robberies. They have secret jails, and they perform these illegal criminal acts on a regular basis. So what do you think about this situation? And is this an extrajudicial killing of one of their own? And is it because of over the money? And they needed to set up a fall guys to tie, and they were just loose ends that needed to be tied up, police loose ends. So let me know what you think. I hope that there's going to be more information coming out, and maybe it will come out, maybe it won't. We'll just wait and see. But like I said, it's so vague, and the reason why it's so vague maybe because they are police. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Thanks for watching.